Good morning YouTube world, how you doing? Today I thought I'd do a bit of a real world range test in this new Tesla Model Y rear wheel drive. So the base version is giving me a claimed range at 100% of 267 miles. That's a whopping great range compared to what I was used to with my old Tesla. However, I've just typed it into the sat-nav where I'm going, which is, I'm popping up to the Tesla Manchester Centre because today there's a very exciting event going on, which I've been invited to, which is the UK's 2000th Supercharger grand opening. It's a 2.5 hour drive or just over and 134 miles away. So I assumed, given that mileage, that I might be able to get all the way to Manchester and back again. That would be 268 miles. Do you think I could get to Manchester and back again? The trouble is, I took this car for a bit of a rip around some country roads yesterday. The consumption is obviously lowered quite considerably because I was giving it some stick. So today I've got in the car, and it's projecting my driving style to be as it was yesterday. So it's saying I'll get to Manchester with just 15% battery remaining. That definitely won't be enough for a return journey back to here, will it? So let's see how I get on. I've been driving for flipping ages and I'm not even at 50% battery. It's really good. I'm very impressed with that. And of course, as I'm getting closer to Manchester, it's getting more and more rainy as the moments go on. That's a bit of a disappointment. Oh, and here I'm pinning my hopes on this. I can see a Shell petrol station. I'm really hoping it's got a toilet because I've had to go to an emergency situation and undo my belt buckle after a cup of tea and 2 coffees. Why do I drink so much when I go on a road trip? I don't know. Please have a toilet. Hallelujah, praise Shell. They had a toilet. Oh my goodness me. Why do I never learn? Anyway. Before I set off today, I noticed there was 3 routes I could pick from going from South Leicester to Manchester, and I picked one of the routes that was going to save me about 10% fuel. So I've gone, and it's practically the same time as well. So straight up the M1 and then left a bit across some lovely roads I've just travelled on. Obviously, you don't want to be messing around like that all the time, I suppose. Getting pernickety into the data and the choosing the most efficient route. I mean, you want to get in your car and just drive, don't you? But it does go to show it plays a part in your efficiency. So too does your speed. I mean, I've been travelling, I'd say probably 65 to 70 today, all the way. I've been a little bit careful. I've not put my foot flat once today, just in the effort of trying to do an efficiency test and showing you what the real world range is like. But again, it clearly makes a massive difference, because when I first put this in this morning, as you saw earlier in the video, it said I was going to get here with 15% based on my driving efficiency taken from yesterday. But of course I've nearly arrived there, and I'm going to have 50% charge by the time I get to the event. And another fine warning today of your bladder range. I mean, personally, how many miles have I done today? Let me just go to the trip and have a look. I've just done 118 miles. I cannot go more than 100 miles without stopping at a toilet. I must have passed, I don't know, a dozen Superchargers probably just coming from Leicester in the past 120 miles. The rear wheel drive has got absolutely bags of range, and it outdoes me in terms of its capabilities of travel. Anyway, onwards. Oh, here's something I've noticed as well about the car. Oh, I love this bit when you put your foot on the brake and it automatically goes into reverse. That's such a wonderful feature. It just knows what I want to do. Something I've noticed about this car, not only is it absolutely exceptional and quiet, and I'll get to a lot of that in other videos, this is a range test after all, because of the position of the Model Y where you're sat a bit more upright, I have noticed, talking about my bladder once more, that I'm not so sort of scrunched up, so it doesn't really make you need to go to the toilet quite so often. I think that's what I've learned so far. Well, there we go, ladies and gents, I made it. What have I got? 134 miles remaining, my battery, 50%. That's quite cool, isn't it? And let's go to my trip computer. Manchester, I've done 128 miles, total consumption of 27.2 kilowatt hours, and an average energy consumption of 211.9. That's really good. That's really, very good. I mean, considering the size difference of this car compared to my old one, and I think old Bruce used to get about, what was it, 250? So yeah, that's really good. Trouble is, getting home on 0% though, that's not really filling me with much confidence. Perhaps going back home it'll be downhill and I'll get home with just like 1% or something. But yeah, I accept that challenge though. Let's have a go. Welcome to sunny Manchester, where I've come to a Tesla showroom, and this is the 2000th Supercharger stall that's been opened in the UK. And it's rather dashing nice Union Jack flags. Good, isn't it? My first question was, where's the 1000th Supercharger stall that's decorated in such a way? And there isn't one. This is the first one in the UK, so it's quite special. So I've come to this event. There's loads going on. There's a Cybertruck just down there blasting out some tunes. There's a Model Y there, and it's got pens, and you can draw on it and write messages to Tesla on it. It's quite nice, but also quite concerning that your kids are going to go home and think you could do the same to their own car. Anyway, I also managed to speak to a fascinating chap who works for Tesla called Oliver. He's the Senior Regional Manager of North Europe Superchargers. It's his job to organise the Supercharger installs. So there's been approximately 22 stations opened in the first half of 2025. That's approximately 250 Supercharger stalls that he's opened, and they're aiming for something like 500 stalls by the end of this year. So the Supercharger network is still growing super fast, and in the UK 50% of them are open to other electric car manufacturers as well, and they're also powered by 100% renewable energy. And I've also found out they've been upgrading all of the Supercharger sites to the V4 charging stalls, and they've only got about 11 legacy chargers remaining, so they're fast on track to making them all as easy to operate as these. This is now 55p per kilowatt hour at this time of day. Oh, that was a nice Tesla event as usual. Loads of nice people, lots of things to do, some nice food. Let's see if I can get home without needing a charge. Well, there we go. Just returned home. Okay, so I've travelled 257 miles today and consumed 52.8 kilowatt hours of energy with an average consumption of 205.5 watts per mile. That ain't bad, is it? And up here, I've still got 10 whopping miles to go. So this car would officially do 267 miles. The exciting part about that is, oh, which camera shall I use? I use both. The exciting thing about that, I'm going to turn this one off because that's silly. When I first picked up this car and I pressed the 100% battery button, it did say, if I'm correct, 269 miles. Well, that's pretty bang on, isn't it? But I must say today's journey has been, I don't want to say boring, but been a bit boring, as in I haven't put my foot down once. I've stuck to 70 at the most, you know, sort of mostly 65 coming back just in case. I was getting a bit nervous about whether I'd actually make it all the way home. But of course, you know, I've passed so many Superchargers, although I didn't need to stop on the way back. I just realised how lovely the scenery is with my bins outside. Sorry about that. You're not expecting sort of, you know, top gear quality here. When I did plot in to come home, it obviously tried to navigate me to a Supercharger to charge up. So you do have to then go into it and then tell it to remove Supercharger stops. But quite surprisingly, I didn't get any warnings or anything. I didn't notice any performance differences. It didn't limit that or anything. And apparently, I have it on good authority today that you know, once you get down to 0 miles, there'll probably be about 5 miles remaining on top of that as well. I did think you get more flashes and warnings and stuff letting me know that I only had 10 miles remaining, but it's nice that it's giving some credit to the human operator, I suppose, by assuming that you're going to get to your destination. But just thinking of today, 6 hours of travelling just in this battery underneath my bottom, and this, as a reminder, is just the base version rear wheel drive. It's the least range you can get out of a Model Y. It's quite extraordinary, isn't it? And if you were to get the long range one, obviously you get a lot more. What a pleasure it is as well, driving this new Model Y on a road trip like that, on motorways and dual carriageways, country roads and stuff. It's just so easy to operate. It's just comfortable, it's smooth. Yeah, I've got a lovely driving position up here. Yeah, I'm really pleased. It's a cracking family car. I wonder if it'll remain world's best-selling car for a 3rd year running. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. And do click on this video next if you'd like to see more of me. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, Patrons. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.